Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We'll call the Common Council to order. I'll ask our clerk to take a roll call.
Alderperson Roach.
Here.
Turner. Weigel.
He is excused.
Grisham. Here. Grobe. Here. Haas.
Here.
Halverson.
Here.
Keen. Here. Novak. Here. Noling. Here. 9 present, 1 excused.
We have a quorum. Please rise if you are able and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led this evening by Alderman Roach.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Moving on to item D, we have no public hearings this evening, so we will move right into Part E, which is public participation. This is where the council can receive information from members of the public during this 30-minute period. Each speaker must announce their name and address and sign in at the podium either before or after your comments. Please limit your speaking to one statement of no more than 5 minutes. Anybody wish to address the council under public participation this evening? Okay, seeing none, we will close public participation. And we will go on to item F. Our standing committees will be meeting during recess. They are listed at the bottom of page 1 on your agenda. So if you are here for a license or a permit or some city business, please take a look at what room you're in. And if you have questions, please feel free to ask me or one of the council members when we break for recess this evening. Going straight to item G, the mayor's report. I have a few things this evening. First, I want to just take a minute to recognize Dave Danielson, who is retiring after 26 years with the city. He has been the man behind the camera at these meetings, serving as the city's senior video producer and making sure all of our live streams and our recordings are available for the public. During more than 2 decades, he has created countless videos, recordings, and photographic records of all of the meetings, events, milestones. He has won numerous industry awards as best-in-class examples of municipal media, and we've been very proud to have him on our team. He has been at ribbon cuttings. He has done employee orientation videos with me. And one other thing he's done is student tours and classes, and what he would always do is have the students wave to the cameras in the back of the room while he was down there with another group of students seeing their classmates wave at them. So I'm going to ask everybody here to turn around and wave at that camera in the back center by the monitor at Dave and congratulating his last day. Thank you, Dave, for 26 years of service and everything you've done for the community. Second thing on our agenda tonight, I just want to say congratulations to several new or reestablished neighborhood associations, City Center, Fairview Park, and Wooddale. Thanks to all of those neighbors, as well as Suzanne from our staff who's sitting back there for all of her hard work on getting these reorganized and strengthening 3 more of our neighborhoods and connecting them. And then the last thing I have is I just want to congratulate Peak Physique and Ricky and his team on their new location. He was on Beecher Street. He moved into a bigger location on Cleveland and about 83rd, 84th area. So I want to welcome him to the new home and thank him for growing his business in West Allis. That does conclude the mayor's report this evening. Do we have any reports from the alderpersons?
Mayor Devine.
Alderman Turner.
Just want to say thank you very much to the MHVI, or the Military Homeless Veterans Initiative, for the Back to School celebration last week at Liberty Heights Park. They gave away school supplies, food, and over 100 laptops or tablets to families of military vets. It was an honor to help out, and this is in addition to the bike giveaway earlier this year, 80 bikes to veterans' families. And their local headquarters is in West Allis.
Thank you. Any other alderpersons' reports?
Mayor Devine.
Alderman Haas.
I move for approval of the August 20th, 2024 Common Council minutes.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Are there any corrections to the minutes? If not, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it, the minutes are approved. Standing committee reports, item J, we have none.
Mayor Devine,
Alderman Haas.
if no alderpersons wish for separate action on any of the consent agenda items, then I move for approval of item K, our consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. There's nothing for separate action, I'm assuming. If there is no discussion, I will ask the clerk to call the roll. Oh, yell.
Alderperson Rowe.
Aye.
Turner.
Aye.
Grisham.
Aye.
Rowe.
Aye.
Haas.
Aye.
Halverson.
Aye.
Kane.
Aye.
Novak.
Aye.
Noling.
Aye.
9 in favor, 0 opposed. Now it's working.
Now it works. See, Dave's retiring and everything falls apart. Yeah. 9-0, motion carries. Thank you. Believe we're up to recess.
And Mayor Devine,
Alderman Haas.
one issue prior to going into recess, there's been a request to change the committee referral of item number 4 for that to be referred to the Public Safety Committee.
34.
That's what I said.
Right.
Yeah, thank you. Item 34 to the Public Safety Committee rather than the Economic Development
It's
Committee.
like, we just approved item 4. All right, noted. Thank you. Do you want to get us to recess then?
And then, Mayor Devine, I move that the council stand in recess until the conclusion of our committee meetings.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We are in recess. Thank you.
I know that Justin was on his way inside the camper and he heard the first word and he turned around and he went back to the fire and had a couple more beers. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. We have nothing.
Oh, you have nothing? No. I am so sorry here. I'm expecting,
It's okay.
if you're ready to rock and roll here.
I
My
was
apologies to
with
everyone
nothing.
in the audience. I'm gonna call the Public Safety Committee meeting to order. Let the record reflect that all 5 committee members are present. We're going to start with item 36, 2024-0476, notice of non-renewal of operator's license bartender Class D operator application for Tina Mankowski. Is Ms. Mankowski here?
I am.
Please come forward. Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
How is your father? Wasn't it your father or someone who?
Yes, he
Yeah.
had eye surgery. Thank you.
Okay, good to hear that he's okay. Ms. Mankowski, you obviously are aware that you were brought forward for a non-renewal notice for your bartender's license, mostly due to the fact that you have a lot of things on your record that raised red flags for the committee.
Correct.
So if you would like to give us an explanation as to some of that record, and
Well, the first one is my OWI, which I already came in front of the board, I believe it was 2 years ago. And then the second one was an accident that I had.
okay,
It was a horrible winter night. There was no visual. My phone wouldn't work. I mean, it was like all the elements against me. So I was given a citation. But other than that, I don't know what other red flags there are. Can you tell me?
sure, I have to pull up your, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we're looking at, you were correct, you had the OWI in 2021, 2022 license not on person, 2024 failure to stop after accident, operating after revocation, accident with property damage, obstructing an officer, hit and run, unattended vehicle, obstructing an officer, hit and run, unattended vehicle.
What date was that?
I will pass this to you.
Could you please?
Mm-hmm.
Was that all on the same day?
So there are 2 incidents in 2024, January 21st, 2024, and March 4th, 2024.
There are items right here.
Obstructing an officer.
I don't need that copy.
Obstructing an officer often means you gave a fake name or somehow elusive, identifying yourself perhaps.
No, that never happened.
And we don't know the specifics, it's not, that might jog your memory.
No, no.
You would know better than.
The
we would.
January one was the one I was talking about, when I had an accident. I tried knocking on doors, my phone wouldn't work. They came to my house that morning and we went to the scene. But the obstruction of officer, I have no idea what that one is.
And truth be told, Ms. Mankowski, we don't have our city attorney here. He's downstairs right now where we can reference that. So
Okay.
this comes up as a works report, and this comes from our attorney's office. So if
Okay.
there is an error, it would have to go through him to identify that.
I would like that.
However, is he available that we can check that or not?
Or it actually comes from the police department.
From the police department, I'm sorry. Thanks for the correction. So it comes from the police department, and then.
Don't leave.
Hi, chief.
Usually the city attorney
The
will
city
look it up.
attorney sends this to us, so that was what I was meaning. So,
Obstructing an officer would be, can you repeat that?
So we don't know. Yeah.
actually, chief is here, correct? Chief, can you give an explanation of what an obstructing an officer would mean?
It would be similar to what President Haas stated. It could be lying about your name, it could be lying about the circumstances of the accident. It could be otherwise obstructing the investigation, hiding evidence. Now, I wasn't there, I have no
Correct.
clue what happened on that night, but that would be
Okay.
the generics of it.
I wouldn't even know where that was coming from.
For example, if you had an accident and you say you knocked on doors,
I did.
I'm not disputing anything you say or don't say. And let's say, for example, the police interview the people and they go, no, we didn't hear anyone knocking on doors.
Okay,
That could be an obstructing, whether it's true or not. That could be the basis for a
Okay.
charge.
Can we wait a little bit, kick this can down the road, and wait for?
We can do that. If it's no objection to it, we'll have you take a seat back in the audience and we'll wait for our city attorney to come up so we can pull up that
Okay.
information. Thank you. Okay, moving on to item 37, new operator's license, application for Janet Marfit. Is Ms. Marfit here? Please come forward. Thank you. Yep.
Starts there on the other side.
Okay. Ms. Marfit, this is a new application for bartender's license. There are a couple things on your record that we had questioned. However, I have a couple questions preceding that. Where will you be working, or where are you working currently?
Shotzi's too.
And they just newly opened, so did you come from the Oconomowoc location, and
No.
so you're new to this area? Okay, or new to that establishment? Okay, we have a pending charge here, so I don't think that we can go into that discussion on there. So the thing that I see on your record really was an accident with property damage back in 2021. Does any of the committee members have any questions?
Well, Madam Chair.
Please go ahead.
I'll start. Yeah, Ms. Marfit, the reason that you're here before the committees, we'd like to have a talk with you and with everyone else who's a prospective bartender or license holder. And the important thing is, we want you to be, the thing that I always tell folks is whenever there's something going on in your tavern or in your bar and you're thinking, should I or shouldn't I call the police? The answer is always call the police. Make sure you call the police. That's what we want to encourage to everyone here. And then cooperate with the police, give a good description, explain what's happening. That's what we need from our bartenders and all of our license holders. To be cooperative and helpful and to run a good establishment.
Thank you, Alderman Haas. I believe that you said it all in a nutshell. Is there any other committee members that have any questions? And if not, do we have a motion?
I move approval.
Second?
Okay, there's a motion and a second, and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Good luck to you, Ms. Shotzi.
Thank you.
I mean, Ms. Martha. Ms. Shotzi. Ms. Shotzi could be coming up. Okay, we're gonna call back, Tina, could you come back up, please? Attorney Decker, there was a question, Ms. Mankowski had stating that she did not have a charge of obstructing an officer on her record pertaining to that accident of a hit and run unattended. Is there a possibility that you can find any information on that, please?
Sure, I'm gonna, because Attorney Serwin was the one who put this together, I can step out and give him a call and see where that source came from,
Okay,
just to make sure. I would trust that he got it from, probably the report that he gets from the state, but I can make a call and find out.
okay. Ms. Mankowski, you're gonna have a seat back in the audience, I'm so sorry. I'll get it together here. Okay, moving on to item 38, 2024-0602, new operator's license, bartender, Class C operator application for Kaylin Link. Is Ms. Link here? Okay, was there a call? No. Okay, is there a motion?
I move for a denial based on that record, in particular, and non-appearance. That's just an add-on, but procuring and selling alcoholic beverages to a minor 2 times within the last, well, since September of 2023, that is 2 times in the calendar year. That is a definite no.
Okay.
Second.
All right, there is a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Item 39, 2024-0603, new operator's license application for Asia Bautista. Is Ms. Bautista here? Okay, any call?
No.
Okay, is there a motion?
I move for denial based on non-appearance and based on the record.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Sorry, opposed? The ayes have it. Item 40, new operator's license, bartender class D operator, item 2024-0613, application for John Miller. Is Mr. Miller here? Rebecca? Okay, is there a motion?
I'll keep going.
Okay, you're on a roll.
I move for denial based on non-appearance and based on the record.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Okay, now, Attorney Decker.
Madam Chair, I'm waiting on Nick to get back to me with it. That's a record that came in through the police department they reported out. Nick doesn't directly have access to DOT records, but the PD does, so it was just listed in OpenGov, so he just copied and pasted it in. So
Okay.
he's looking for the original source to it right now, trying to get hold of it, but until then, I won't be able to say yes or no.
Okay,
Yeah,
Well-
Madam Chair.
please go ahead, Alderman Haas.
Yeah, I would like to bring Ms. Mankowski forward and have her testify about rehabilitation
Yes.
and tell us how she's learned from this, hopefully, and will not do it again. And then I think we can take it from there, perhaps.
Good suggestion. Ms. Mankowski?
Yes.
You heard what Alderman Haas had to say. So we're looking at what have you learned from these situations and what
I'm still
rehabilitation?
learning. I'm still learning. My DUI changed my entire life. Sorry. I'm still dealing with impact. I'm still dealing with the blower. I finally got a good job. I'm working for Nico's, where I'm the GM. So I have huge responsibilities. So as far as learning my lesson, I'm still paying for them 2 years, more than 2 years later. As far as that other accident, that was weather. I couldn't even read street signs. My mother screamed at me for even driving. I shouldn't have, but I had worked 12 hours at Nico's. We were just opening. I wanted to get home. So I made a bad choice as far as driving on those conditions. But other than that, I promise you, I've learned my lesson. I've paid dearly as far as financial and everything besides.
Okay, and a question for you. When you're saying you're dealing with impact still,
Yes,
that OWI goes back to 2021.
yes, it does.
So we're in 2024.
Yes,
What criteria have you not met?
I was told that I didn't have to go for classes, that I could go to counseling. So I did the 12 counseling sessions. Now that I thought I was all done, they're saying the counseling facility didn't match. So now I have to call, sorry, I'm getting emotional.
Okay, take your time.
I have to call Impact again, pay the $350 again, and now go through either their so-called proper channel of counseling or take the classes.
So there's an approved list and a non-approved, is that
Right.
what you're saying?
So I was dealing with healing something or other in Brookfield, went to 3 of their courses. They shut down. I followed that counselor to West Milwaukee. I thought that that was legitimately under their thing. Finished out my counseling. Dr. James Taylor. No, now I'm told it wasn't. So now I have to go to reassessed and do all the whole program over again.
Okay, and your driver's license status indicates that you're revocated right now.
Correct.
Okay, you mentioned something about the breathing.
I finally got that out. The blower.
Okay, so you had it prior to this 2024 charge?
Yes.
And is that why you're revocated currently? It says your driver's license status is revocated.
Yeah, no, I had the blower taken out probably almost a year ago.
Okay, Okay, so that was your rehabilitation there. You just have to complete your classes.
Correct.
Um,
I paid all the fines, all the fees, the blower, everything like that. It's just the classes now.
okay.
Madam Chair,
Alderman Rowe.
how'd you get here tonight?
My friend Tom Cole.
Okay.
Okay,
And I Uber, I can show you, I Uber to work every day from 48th and National to 96th and National.
okay. And as far as your, your renewal, you're working at Nico's, you said, you're full-time GM, lots of responsibility.
Yes.
You heard what Alderman Haas had to say. This kind of steps it up a little bit more in elevation because you've had a history, and that brings a lot of concerns. But to kind of echo what Alderman Haas said, you know, we want you to take responsibility, make sure you're running the establishment appropriately, call the police if need be.
Absolutely.
I feel comfortable knowing that you're on the right track. I commend you for coming forward and sharing your story. But ultimately, we have to make sure that those are holding a license are being responsible. So with that being said, is there any other questions that the committee members have?
Madam Chair? If there's
I'm
nothing
sorry,
from the
Mayor
committee,
Devine.
I can't speak to Ms. Mankowski's past, but I eat a lot of pizza. I will say that what I've witnessed at Nico's and being there several times has been an incredibly well-run organization, which I'm guessing kind of alluding to what Alderman Haas had said early on. From what I can tell and knowing people that work there, and she did not ask me to say this, she has been doing a tremendous job, and I really think that she's a kind of person that we want to run an establishment that serves alcohol in the city. So I know you didn't ask, but just seeing her in action, I felt the need to say that to the.
No, I appreciate it personally. I'm sure everyone on the committee does, so thank you for that. Really appreciate it. Any other questions? Is there a motion?
I move approval. A second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Good luck to you,
Thank you.
and thank you.
I don't want to see you again.
That's what she normally says.
If you do, we'll be grabbing pizza. Okay? All right, and last but not least, we have item 34 before us, which I'm gonna have to go all the way back through this to read it out, so give me a moment.
Do you need it?
I got it.
All right.
Okay, item 34, 2024-0633, alcohol beverage retail license amendment to provide commercial quadricycle service for Shotzi's.
It's like recycling for.
It is, and I said it 4 times, so there. Maybe Dan can fix that on the video. Shotsy 2 LLC, doing business as Shotzi's Country Rock Bar, 6922 West Orchard Avenue, agent Brandon Balaka.
Present.
Mr. Balaka, please come forward. And I'd also like to ask Eric Miller to come forward, and whoever else is in
I'd
here.
like to bring Derek forward, because he runs the Milwaukee
Yeah.
Pedal Tavern.
Okay, so I had heard we would be having 3 of you tonight, so. Welcome.
Hi, thanks.
Looking forward to hearing what this is all about. Can you give us an overview?
Let
For
Derek
those
start
of
with
us
this.
that can't pronounce quadricycle.
So I'll give you a quick overview of what this is and why it's great for the city. I printed off a couple pamphlets. Maybe you can pass them down over here. So are you guys familiar with what a pedal tavern is? Okay, so you guys have seen them in Milwaukee. Have you guys ever done one before? You've done one, okay.
Savannah, Georgia.
Oh, Savannah, yes, okay, all right. So the idea here is that we're gonna take Pedal Tavern and bring it to West Dallas and run it out of Shotzi's. And just to give you an overview of the company and where we are, we started in 2010 and we started with 1 vehicle, and we currently have 7 in Milwaukee. We were able to open up Oconomowoc in 2020, Cedarburg in 21, and hopefully West Dallas in 2024. And talking to other business leaders, like they're always looking for new things for the community, especially for young people. And I know that West Dallas has built a lot of new apartments that are full of young business professionals, and this is just a great idea for them to do. And the biggest part of this committee is safety, and we've had 200,000 riders and 0 major incidents. We've had 2 minor incidents. We've had 2 separate sprained ankles from someone getting off the vehicle while it's been stopped. And just a little bit about me, just so that you are aware. My name's Derek Collins. I'm a local guy. Went to Tosa East, graduated from UW Milwaukee. Currently still live in Tosa. I play volleyball at Oak Brewery, so I'm really familiar with the area. I've been doing Pedal Tavern since 2010, and then since then I've expanded to other businesses. So I do boat operations for Pedal Tavern, kayak operations, duffy boat rentals, and I also rent bicycles and do bikes and e-bike tours. So I've had over 500,000 just riders myself with other companies that I've been a part of, and I've had a great track record the whole way. And so as far as the operations of the vehicles, a Pedal Tavern is about a 90 to 120 minute ride, and it holds up to 16 people. Everyone on board's 21 or over, and customers BYOB their own canned beverages, which is a state law that we actually helped write in 2013. And it actually, when we wrote the law, it brought together Democrats and Republicans because we had people from both sides of the aisle write the law. So as far as once you're on board, it makes about 2 to 3 different stops along the way. Everyone pedals, there's no motor on board. We provide a trained driver, and it operates from March through October, basically the baseball season. And the hours we have are 10 a.m. to 10:30. 10:30 is a hard cutoff because that is the state law. And some commonly asked questions that other cities have asked, for example, in Oconomowoc and Cedarburg, is it safe? And to answer that is yes. You know, we've had over 200,000 riders and 0 major incidents. Is the city protected? And that is yes. Our insurance will list West Dallas as a additional insured, and we've had 0 incidents. Also, how much revenue does it bring to the city? I mean, each rider will spend between $50 to $150, depending if they're an in-town guest or if they come from out of town and they get a hotel. So they can buy stuff at the bars, food, novelty, taxis, Ubers, tip the staff. And also, we do provide jobs. So we have about 30 seasonal employees and 3 full-time staff, and then Oconomowoc and Cedarburg each have 3 part-time staff themselves, and then West Dallas will have about that, 3 to 4 part-time drivers. So that's the whole kind of gist of our business. I guess the big thing for West Dallas is, you know, following the rules that West Dallas has and talking to the city attorney. They basically are going to copy the same rules that are the state law, which is the same thing that the other 2 cities have done that we work with. So I guess that's all that I have.
Okay.
Any questions for me right away, or?
Yeah, I have a question. Do you have a map of what the area is proposed?
I
Because
do.
this is going to be a pilot if it's approved.
Correct.
And I'm sure we're gonna have questions as far as what the route
should I
would
go?
be. You can
Either
just
way,
come forward.
it's your plan. So it's kind of, had it printed off the internet, obviously. Sure. So leaving our establishment, we picked a couple of different options for guests to choose from.
Because they're all different.
Oh,
They're all
okay.
different?
They're all different.
Oh, okay.
So there'd be one route that takes us towards
Mitchell.
Mitchell, thank you.
Okay.
Yep.
Towards Mitchell, we're not going down National Avenue, we're trying to avoid going down National Avenue.
Yeah.
Greenfield Avenue, 76th Street. The majority of the roads we're gonna be going down are gonna be Mitchell, Burnham, and then the side streets of Walker, Washington, and then 74th, and on 60th there, where we're coming over by DeBar and Buzzard's Nest, we were either, whichever you were happier with, we were gonna go either across 60th to 59th and cut down 59th, or stopping at 61st and cutting down 61st. Whichever makes more sense and is easier. Sorry. I'm used to being behind the bar. and being-
That's okay. Gonna serve us up. That was going to be one of my questions too, as far as the route. Who is participating with this, as far as participating bars? Is it just that people, okay, there's a map and say, okay, we wanna go to Beecher Street and check out a couple places?
So I've already had agreements with Buzzard's Nest, Stally Cats, Ope, Walker and Drager out.
We have Brass Boars Den, we have Baz's, I believe Camino. And then
It's like Ekbar
Anything
too.
on Butcher?
Ekbar, we haven't talked to fully yet.
Yeah, we haven't talked to him fully yet.
We haven't
but
talked to Mike or Mel
The
yet.
Boers?
We would never just pull up with 16 people.
Right, right.
Oh, yeah, you
And
want
then without having some sort of agreement, because as somebody that's, again, been a bartender, you don't want 16 people just randomly coming in when you have no clue that they're about to be there.
Right, and, well, I ask these questions because it sounds like there's quite a few in the area that would support this.
Yeah, there's,
And that's big for one.
yeah.
As far as the Pedal Taverns, where will they be kept?
I actually have an agreement with John at Ope. He's gonna
Okay.
allow me to keep it over there at night, so that way it's inside of the building at Ope.
Okay.
We'll have to go over and pick it up every morning, and then it'll start by us over at Shotzi's.
Is it a singular, or how many do we have?
We're just starting with
Yeah,
one.
starting with one.
Yeah.
So you're literally, okay, starting with one. Okay. One of the concerns that I had heard was the hours of operation, only because of the initiatives that we have within the city with reckless driving and concerns with that. Very pleased to hear that there was no incidences that you could report to us. However, daylight was an issue. One older person did state that she was concerned about the hours that maybe you could consider dusk as a stopping point, but I want to know how that impacts you.
7 o'clock is the
Yes,
last
so the way that we operate in the other cities is that these vehicles have headlights similar to a car and taillights and brake lights. They also have the slow triangle on the back of it, so it makes it legal
Okay.
for a slow-moving vehicle.
All right,
So that's how, we do operate in the evening.
okay. Yeah, I know when I took one, it was obviously in Savannah, and it was an evening one.
Yeah.
So, okay, that answers my questions there.
Madam Chair,
Please go ahead.
what's the dimensions of the Pedal Tavern?
So it's kind of like it's almost like the size of an Escalade.
Okay.
Yeah.
And on your action plan, beverage restrictions, so people can only BYOB, you bring it in cans, no
Correct.
bottles.
There's no hard alcohol.
There's no hard alcohol or.
No, yeah.
And no glass.
And no glass.
So what about if we roll by Oak and I buy a 6-pack there, can I bring it there?
If it is sealed, you can actually take the 6-pack of the sealed beverages onto the cart,
And
because it's
continue.
the same as it would be if you'd bought it from a liquor store at that point, because the law has
Like the
been changed.
purchase to go before
that you
9
could
p.m.
purchase to go.
Yeah, yeah.
But now any mixed cocktail in a to-go container, we're not gonna allow that, even though the new state law allows it. We're not getting into any of that.
Beer and
I
seltzer.
like that, yeah.
And if, again, the point is they go to different bars and they can have some shots or something like that, but they need to finish them there. And then they can't take anything out of the bar.
Yeah, and
Like
this.
an open beverage.
And when we first started, there wasn't really a blueprint, so we made a lot of changes along the way. We used to do longer tours, and we used to have hard alcohol on board. So we took that off. The tours are at a good time right now, so people are going to be chill.
Yeah.
As much as they can.
I get it. Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Alderman
I too would like to see it end at dark, myself. Also, so I want to go on a ride on your pedal bike, your quadricycle. I can bring beer?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, but do we not need, because that's drinking in public,
So-
don't-
exception to that in the.
for the community event?
No, for the quadricycle.
Yeah, so
Whose exception is it?
it's a state law. It's Act 106 from the 2013 state law.
Oh, yeah, I was just reading that the other day, I missed that.
Oh,
I'm joking, okay? Okay, so you bring your own beer in, okay?
yeah. So we actually we were in Madison fighting for it, so it's similar to other states.
And this is reviewed every year then, right? I'm hearing it.
Sorry. This is, if you approve this, this is part of their license. So you might want to consider approving those routes or for a specific period of time.
I'm just kind of comparing this a little bit to Lime, where they're
Where we piloted it.
going to come, pilot, they're coming
You
before us.
have to put the conditions on, otherwise
Well, that would be a
it's on-
condition, I would like it
It's
to.
on their license.
Right, and that's something that we can consider.
For
To
sure.
say, okay, we're gonna give a go-ahead, but we'd like to review that at the end of the licensing or renewal period, or 6 months, or 1 year, whatever we would agree upon. And if those terms would be acceptable with you, obviously you would.
And I think part of us trying to get a month or so of it now is so that way we have a clear plan
Right,
and
right.
expectation for next summer.
Yeah,
But I think that's beneficial to both of
right.
parties.
And that makes sense to me as well. Now, even though there was an objection to maybe ending it at dusk, with learning that it has headlights and it's sizable and whatnot, I could see that another vehicle's not gonna miss it. You know, you're going to be visible on the road.
Is it-
You might have people that might be perturbed that you're only going 5 miles per hour. However, depends, you know, so I'm comfortable with it going to 10 PM, which is.
10 to
our-
10.
Yeah, our noise ordinance.
That makes sense.
So last one, like basically 8:30.
Yeah.
Start time. Okay.
Yeah, and Madam Chair.
Please.
Yeah, right. I agree with what you're saying. 10 PM makes sense. That's consistent with our outdoor noise ordinance, number one. And number two is, I don't think that we should put any restriction on routes that they choose. I think that they can decide that for themselves, and just try to take the safest route. They've already got that in mind. I don't think it's necessary for us to address that.
Okay, and the alderperson who did have objection to that stated, like, if we would put restrictions on 76th Street or 60th Street,
60th probably.
you know, you're going down to Buzzard's Nest.
Yeah.
You know, 60th Street wouldn't be the route,
No.
you know.
We'd take Mitchell to
whatsoever.
that, we'd turn around
We'd turn
in
around, come
Buzzard's
back
Nest
up.
parking lot and
That would
come
make
back up the
sense.
other
So,
side.
If that's incorporated with the routes, that's acceptable. I would think that anybody who's riding or driving these pedal taverns are looking for their own safety as well. So
We're trying to stay
it
off of
really is
Holly
just a
60th
cool-
and
a cool vibe to the city
76th.
that you can explore it in a different way. And I'm glad, Eric, that you had reached out about it, because Dana and I talked about it a couple years ago, and as I had mentioned to you, so I'm a fan, and you'd get a yes from me. However, I want to open it up for any additional questions.
May
Alderman Rowe.
So where are we, you got a month left this year, roughly 2 months. And what was, I didn't hear what you finished up with, then
Oh.
we're going to go next year, and then we're going to review it? Is that the pilot?
What my understanding would be is, you know, we've got 2 months here to work out the kinks. and then
Understood.
That way we can, any questions or problems that need to be addressed, we can address in the spring when we go live for the entire season.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, personally, it'd be fair to give it to them all the way to next October, to give them the full season, if we're gonna do that for Lime too, you know.
I don't disagree with that,
Yeah.
because I think it does, you know, your first couple months with anything is working on kinks
Yeah.
and the logistics, and it's one. It's one. It's not like we have a fleet.
Mhm.
So I think you can focus
Trying to get
on-
a fleet.
Maybe in the future, by the next season, you'll have a fleet. But
So, well, that-
starting with one.
Yeah, that brings up a good question, is, yeah, if they want a second one, do they need
Yes.
to come before us? What about
Condition
three?
is one.
Yep,
Yeah. Condition is one,
Okay.
for now.
10 PM cutoff, and
Yeah, 10 to 10.
come before our committee again in 1 year from now?
The license, the regular license expires
Is
on
July.
June 30th.
Yeah.
June 30th, so then with the regular
Yeah.
license, then tie it with the regular license.
When would you start
Okay.
for spring and summer kickoff?
Usually it's,
Weather related.
yeah, it's weather related, so we,
Wisconsin.
yeah, so I mean, we did a tour, we've actually done a tour every calendar month, just because of how warm it has been.
Yeah.
But probably like St. Patrick's Day around then, it's like
Okay, well,
mid-March.
let's,
course.
yeah,
Yeah, you know, like,
let's visit this then at the renewal.
Okay.
And you can give us the feedback, and by then, I'm sure we'll hear things in the community as well. So, if there's a motion.
We have,
Alderman-
June 30th, and then 10 to 10,
Yep.
one bike, one
Yes.
quadricycle.
Yep,
commercial quadricycle.
and those are the conditions, until the end of this licensing period. We will revisit at renewal. So,
I
who
move
wants to make that
approval.
motion?
I move approval with the 3 conditions that Alderman Rowe just identified.
Okay. And there was a motion and a
Second.
second, and another second.
Holy cow, that's.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed?
Really mean it.
The ayes have it.
Okay,
Good luck,
good.
looking forward to it.
Yeah, thanks,
Thanks,
guys.
guys.
Ask, how much is it to rent?
We already talked. You
Did
guys
you?
all get a first free ride.
You can't do that.
Now I have to pay you.
Oh, no, no.
I wanna get down and do that other.
Yeah. Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Folks, are you here?
Is there a second?
We're gonna support. Oh, okay, great.
Okay, there was a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. We'll call the council back to order, and I will ask the clerk to call the roll.
Alderperson Rote.
Here.
Turner. Here. Grisham. Here. Grobe. Here. Haas.
Here.
Halverson.
Here.
Keen. Here. Novak. Here. Noling. Here. 9 present, 1 excused.
We have a quorum, and we will begin with the Administration Committee.
The Administration Committee recommended passage of item 28 and placing on file item 29.
Thank you.
I'll be for Alderman Weigel.
I was going to
No,
say, who's
I'm
vice
not the vice-
chair? I can't remember.
Yeah.
I was,
I move in accordance to the committee report.
thank you. I wasn't sure where to look. No, it's on me too. All right. Is there any discussion on the Administration Committee's report? Hearing none, I will ask the clerk to call the roll.
Alderperson Rote.
Aye.
Turner. Grisham.
Aye.
Grobe.
Aye.
Haas.
Aye.
Halverson.
Aye.
Keen.
Aye.
Novak.
Aye.
Noling.
Aye.
9 in favor, 0 opposed.
Motion carries. And then someone got to slack on the Public Works Committee this evening, so we'll go right to the Economic Development Committee. And I will-
Economic Development Committee recommended, they just had discussion on item 30 and 31, recommended granting item 32 with hours matching the state and the corrected agent of Frank James Orchkowski. Number 33, hold for 2 weeks. Number 34 was referred to Public Safety. And number 35 was approval of the city attorney recommendation.
All right,
Mayor Devine, I move in approval of the committee report.
thank you. Is there any discussion on the Economic Development Committee report? Hearing none, I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Alderperson Rote.
Aye.
Turner. Grisham.
Aye.
Grobe.
Aye.
Haas.
Aye.
Helverson.
Aye.
Keen.
Aye.
Novak.
Aye.
Noling. 9 in favor, 0 opposed.
Motion carries. And last up is the Public Safety Committee.
The Public Safety Committee recommended approval of item 34 with conditions of the hours being 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., 1 quadricycle, and a pilot until June 30th of '24. It will be reviewed at the time of renewal. Granting items 36 and 37, denial based on the record and non-appearance for 38, 39, and 40.
Mayor Devine, I move for approval of the Public Safety Committee report.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. We'll move on to item N.
Item N is the adjournment, and Mayor Devine. How cool is that? Did I play it cool?
Smooth.
Yeah,
Smooth.
That's my middle name. I move we adjourn until our next scheduled meeting.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.